You're claiming that you have 7 other children outside this case?
Yes, sir.
I know he's lying. It's not true. It's not the truth.
Thank you, Your Honor. State's looking to get paternity established. We have positive DNA results, and I sent those over already. The contested issue today is going to be over child support. State is just looking for guideline support, however, Mr. Brimhall and his client will be looking for a deviation, but I'll let them cover that in their opening. But I believe there's also an agreement that Mr. Kamara will be ordered to provide health and dental through his retired military benefits as well.
Okay, Mr. Brimhall.
Judge, this case, the state and I have calculated what guidelines should be. I don't think there's any disagreement about what guidelines should be. It should be $853 a month. But there's a couple of factors that I'd like the court to consider in a possible deviation. Number one is my client is from Sierra Leone, and he has a grandchild there that he's in the process of obtaining legal custody of. That should be wrapped up in the next couple of months. So he'll actually have 4 biological children plus this child, plus 3 children that he already has custody of that are the children of his deceased sister. And then if he obtains custody of this grandchild, he'll actually have a total of 8. So I know that exceeds the 7 under the table, but he's in the process of making sure that the 3 children that he already has custody of are getting over to the United States. So there's some costs in making sure that they have the right, paperwork and immigration type stuff. And then obviously the same process will occur with his grandson as well. And then the additional factor that the court should consider is the 3rd child that Mr. Kamara has. His name is Daniel, and he has some special needs and requires about 10 to 15 sessions of counseling and speech therapy and whatnot. That totals up to about $1,300 a month in medical expenses for that one child. So if the court were to order guideline support here, it would significantly impact all of his other children and his ability specifically to continue to take care of Daniel, his other child, to the same degree he has been, that is. And then the same applies for retro. The state and I have calculated retroactive support. I believe that if the court were to order the full retro for the time period that's requested by the state of Washington, it would be $18,442. There is an agreement between the parties that $1,400 of direct payments were made during the time period. So that would leave a maximum possible of $17,042. However, the same logic and reasoning apply. This whole entire time, Mr. Kamara has been in the process of getting custody of his nieces and nephew, and then his grandson and the medical treatments and so on. So this isn't a case where this isn't a case where Mr. Kamara is seeking to avoid paying guideline. It's just that his budget currently is stretched pretty thin between all of these things, and guideline would be a big disruptor in that. And so we're respectfully asking for a deviation to $500 a month, and then an appropriate deviation on guideline retro as well, downward, maybe to 10,000.
All right, then let's see what we got here. I'm gonna go ahead and swear in the witnesses. And Mr. Peeler, real quick, Mr. Brimhall, how many the child support amount you are requesting? How many children are alleged to be outside the this case on that amount that you're giving me, the 800? How many are we giving them credit for?
7, Your
Oh,
Honor.
so we already giving credit for 7.
It's
Okay.
his 4 biological children plus his 3 nephews that his sister passed away, and the father of the children also passed away, and so he obtained custody of them from a court in Sierra Leone.
Okay.
Your
I'm
Honor,
just trying to get the number.
the state's asking that the court make a determination on the number of children outside the case.
Okay. All right, good enough. All right then, Ms. Dale, Mr. Kamara, please raise your right hands, and Mr. Kamara, please unmute yourself. Do you both solemnly swear or affirm your testimony you're going to give this court today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kamara, you're still on mute.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you both. You're both officially under oath. You can put your hands down, and I'm going to let the state call you as witnesses, and obviously you're going to get a chance to cross-examined by Mr. Brimhall. Again, this is a UFSA matter, so the only thing the court has jurisdiction over today is we're looking at child support, retroactive child support, and medical insurance or cash medical going forward. And so let's see what's going on here, and we'll try to get the math done, and I'll see whether or not the court's going to deviate based on the circumstances. So at this time, Mr. Peeler, you can call your first witness. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. State calls Mr. Paul Kamara. Mr. Kamara, can you please state your full name?
My name is Paul John Kamara, sir.
And what's the name of the child in this case?
Pauline Camara,
And what's your relationship to the child?
my daughter.
And you're in agreement that about the order today establishing that you're the father of the child?
Yes, sir. I saw the DNA results, sir, and yes.
Yeah, Your Honor, state would like to introduce State's Exhibit 1, the DNA test results.
All right. Second.
I have no objection to those, Judge.
All right, Ms. Dale, you have any objection to stage 1 coming to evidence? It's the DNA test in this case.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Can I have a copy of it?
I'll have the
Please.
state forward you a copy of it, ma'am, but is there any objection to court having this copy?
Oh, no objection, sir.
All right, stage 1's admitted. Stage 1 shows that Mr. Paul Kamara cannot be excluded as the biological father of the child, Queen Paulina Camara. Probably of paternity is within the 99.99 as required by the Texas Family Code. This one's at 99.999999998, and a combined paternity end up to 5.8 billion to 1. The court will also find that Mr. Kamara is the biological father. You may proceed at this time, Mr. Peeler. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Kamara, you're in agreement to be ordered to provide healthcare and dental coverage through your VA benefits?
No, sir. I will provide the health and dental, but it's not gonna be for my benefits.
Is the healthcare is not going to be through TRICARE?
The problem I have with that is that Ms. Dow has been very rude to my wife, and so my wife.
Mr. Kamara, here's the deal, sir. Listen to the question, answer the question. Don't go off on some tangent about problems you're having between the two ladies here. Bottom line, the state's asking you about health insurance and that only, sir. Thank you.
Let me rephrase the question. Do you currently have your TRICARE available through your VA retirement?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that cost $58.53 per month to cover everybody.
Yes, sir.
And how many people are
Roughly,
currently?
sir. Yes, sir.
And how many people are currently covered under those benefits?
5. My wife and my 4 kids.
Okay. And yourself? Or
I said make 6.
okay. And you also have dental coverage available through your through the VA?
Yes, sir. Through TRICARE. Yes, sir.
And that's $62.66 per month?
Yes, sir.
And same number of people are covered underneath that?
No, there are only 5. I'm covered
Just fine.
through the VA. They are covered through that dental plan.
And are Are you not in agreement? Are you in agreement or not in agreement about enrolling the child, in this case, into your VA health and dental benefits?
Not in agreement, sir.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Not, sir. Not in agreement, sir.
You do not want the child enrolled into the plans?
I do not, sir.
Do you have an alternative health coverage that you're looking to? Well,
Yes, sir.
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna close off this line of questioning about the healthcare. You're in agreement that your current monthly income is $6,686.45 tax-free,
Yes, sir.
and that's for your VA disability and some combat-related pay.
Yes, sir. CRSC.
And you're in agreement about your child support being calculated off that number.
Say again, sir.
And you're in agreement with the child support being calculated off that amount.
Yes, sir. That's my income, sir.
And when did you leave military service?
Last year, February 2022, sir.
And when you left military service, was your base pay $4,297.20 per month?
I don't have the exact figure with me, but I think that might be a right answer, sir.
And then after you left military service, for the months of March and April of 2022, you were just receiving $2,100 per month in retirement pay.
Yes, sir.
And then beginning in May of 2022 up through the end of last year, you were then receiving approximately $6,300 per month tax-free income.
Yes, sir, because the VA took some time to kick in. Yes, sir.
And you're claiming that you have 7 other children outside this case?
Yes, sir.
And that's including the 3 children that you have apparently been given custody of in Sierra Leone.
Yes, sir.
And have those children come to live with you yet?
I'm in the process, sir. We're bringing them over, sir.
So you were granted essentially your legal rights over them in November of 2022, but they haven't come to live with you yet.
No, sir.
Have you been providing support to them monetarily up until now?
Yes, sir.
How much per month are you having to send over to them to help take care of them at this time?
Anywhere between $500 to $1,000 a month, sir.
And are you sending that to who are you giving that to?
To my brother, James.
Okay, so your brother is currently taking care of the children overseas, but
Yes, I did it, sir.
Between $500 and $1,000 a month is what you're testifying to until the children are given over to your custody.
Sorry, sir, you broke up a little bit towards the end.
So they're living. So the children that you were granted custody of, they're currently living with your brother overseas, but you're giving them. You're testifying that you're giving them between $500 and $1,000 a month to help take care of them in the meantime.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you have 4 children currently that are your children here in the United States, aside from the one in this case. You have
Yes,
4.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, 4. Yes.
Are any of the children over the age of 18?
Yes, sir. I have one.
And is that child still in high school?
Yes, sir.
And when will that child graduate?
Next year, sir.
All right. So your eldest is over 18, but they won't be graduating until 2024.
Yes, sir.
And do you know what month?
I don't know the exact month, sir.
Okay, but it will be in a year from now, roughly.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Around this time frame next year.
And all 4 of these children currently live in your household?
Yes, sir.
Nothing further from the state for this witness.
All right, then, well, I may have some questions, but I'll let Mr. Brimhall try to expand on this and we'll come back. But again, right now, the total number of children he actually has living with him are 4.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, you may proceed with the witness then, Mr. Brimhall. Thank you.
Okay. Judge, do you have the copy of the order from Sierra Leone? I sent it to Belinda.
I got that marked as RF1. Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Kamara, you sent me a 3-page order from Sierra Leone, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it pertains to 3 children, Solomon Pratt, Samuel Pratt, and Elizabeth Pratt, correct?
Yes, sir.
And those are your nephews and niece, correct?
Yes, sir.
And this order, well, first off, I'll offer it into evidence, the copy that I submitted to the court.
All right, any objection to this coming evidence at this time, Mr. Peeler?
No, nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Ms. Dale, any objection?
Objection for what?
All right, man, I know you're not a lawyer, but I got to treat you like you're a lawyer. Mr. Brimhall has given a copy of the documentation from Sierra Leone that shows that Mr. Kamara is has been awarded custody of three of his nephew, 2 nephews and a niece. Is there any legal reason I should not be able to review this information, ma'am?
I know he's lying. It's not true. It's not the truth.
All right. Well, ma'am, I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to take that as that's not a legal objection. Respondent father's one is admitted. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Based on this order, Mr. Kamara, you were given physical and legal custody of these 3 children, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you just testified that they're currently living with your brother right now until you can get them over to the U.S. Is that right?
Yes, sir. That's right.
What stage of the process are you in terms of getting them over to the United States? Like what efforts are you doing to get them over to the United States?
Well, I have all the documentations as far as their paperwork done already. The birth certificates, all the school paper, all of those is done already. And now I'm just in the process of saving something, putting something to the side because it'll be a little bit expensive to get them over here. So, but all the paperwork basically is done now. And somebody is traveling. One of my pastors is back in Africa. He's traveling in a few weeks. So he's about to bring me the original copies of all documents for them.
Okay, and you are, when do you expect them to arrive in the United States? Do you have an estimate?
When they're going to be over here, it's hard for me to estimate because it's a matter of the immigration. But I'll do what I can to bring them here by the end of next year, if possible.
Okay, but for now,
I'm sorry. At the end of 2024.
That's what I'm working on, George.
Okay. All right, thank you. You may proceed, Mr. Brimhall.
and
Yes, George.
until they are physically here, you're sending your brother money to support them, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how are you sending it to your brother usually?
Usually it's cash. When we have a Sierra Leone community here in Kelin, when somebody travels and I have the opportunity to find out the traveling, I normally send cash. And but sometimes I do Western Union transactions.
Okay, so all right. And your brother's received all of the money you've sent, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Now, in addition to these 3 children, are you in the process of trying to get custody of a grandchild?
Yes, sir. My son passed away and he left a little boy. And I'm basically responsible for him right now. It's just that I need to present to the court, but I'm actually taking care of him right now.
Okay, have you hired an attorney in Sierra Leone to get custody of that little boy?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
and where is that little boy staying? Who's he
He's
staying with?
staying, he's staying with our grandparents in Lone Star Town, where it was is Sierra Leone. With the great grandparents, rather. My mother.
Okay, okay. Um, so he's staying with your mother in Sierra Leone?
Yes, it's between my mother. Well, he lives. He comes to my mother and stays there for time, and but goes back to my ex-wife, not ex-wife really, to mother side of the family. She bounces. She's back and forth. It's not permanently staying with my mother, but he comes around and spends some time with her because it was my mother that raised my son. So for her, that little kid being around her gives her comfort. So he comes around and stays with my mother for weeks and months, and then goes back and stays with the other side.
Of the other side of the family? Okay.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
are you sending money to your mother to support that child?
Yes, sir.
How much are
Through my
you
mother and through my sister.
sending to support that child?
I'm sending between $300, between $200 and $300 a month.
Okay. All right. All right. So that covers all of the dependents that you have that are living in Sierra Leone currently, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now you have 4 children that are living here in Colleen with you, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And the third child that's living here with you is named Daniel, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Would you explain to the court some of the medical issues that Daniel has?
That is my third child. When he was born, he didn't show any signs of anything wrong with him until my deployment to Afghanistan. When I was in Afghanistan, this boy would talk to me on the phone. He would actually sing for me on the phone. Whenever I called, he would recognize me as dad. But when I came back after deployment, things changed. This boy could not even recognize me. He could not sing the songs he used to sing. So we realized there was something wrong. And when we took him to the hospital, they was diagnosing with autism. And since then, it's been a struggle for us as a family to try to get him the medical attention or the medical treatment that he needs. And the only thing they said that works for autism is therapy. So he's going through speech therapy, ABA, and the other things that he needs. When I was in the army, that was easy. Trachea took care of everything. But
And so you can log out of the Zoom.
Keep going. Keep going.
yeah, now that I'm retired, yeah, I have to pay out of pocket about $33 a session, and it requires about 10 to 15, depending on the situation, per week sessions. So that costs me between you do the math a month, about up to about $1,000 a month sometimes. So
All right, well, hold it up.
it's a
son.
struggle for me.
Did you try to say this child's having more than one session a day?
Second, George.
Okay, sir, does it sound like you're tell me he has more than one session a day?
Yes, he does speech and ABA.
Okay,
I think it's 2 different things on the same day.
okay. All right, thank you. All right,
So-
go ahead and Mr. Brimhall, you need to wrap this up. Thank you.
Okay. So, Mr. Kamara, but between the 2 types of therapy that he's getting, does it equal roughly 1,300 at least a month
Yes, sir. Roughly, yes, sir.
or more, depending on if there's more treatment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So regarding all of your other, well, are there any other kind of large health expenses related to any of your other children?
No, sir.
Okay. Are you asking the court to deviate from guideline child support in this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you understand that the guideline amount currently is $853, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And your proposal to the court is to order $500 instead, is that right?
Yes, sir.
If the court ordered that deviation, would you still be able to continue to provide for Daniel's health treatments and continue to send money to Sierra Leone for your dependents that live there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If the court ordered guideline support at the full amount, I'm assuming it would be hard to continue to provide for everything the way you have been currently, correct?
Yes, sir. It's difficult because I can't really work. By my retirement, I'm disabled with PTSD, so I'm unable to secure a job. So my income is what I have. What's coming through the VA and my pension is all I have.
Okay. What's your, what is your disability rating, or what's the percent of your disability?
100%, sir.
Okay.
All right, sir, how many years did you do in the military?
I did 20 years, Judge.
All right, so you got it, you did your 20 and got retirement, got it, and then you moved over to VA disability. All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Welcome, sir.
And you're receiving, so you're receiving two types, the disability, like normal VA disability, but also special combat related pay as well, right?
Yeah, it's called a combat related. Yes, sir. Both are disability payments, sir.
Okay.
CRSC, combat related special pay, they call it.
All right. And you have to qualify specially for that based on your different deployments, is that right?
Yes, sir. You have to be injured during deployment to receive that payment.
Regarding the back child support amount, you understand that it's been calculated to be $17,042 currently, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I believe that you and Miss Deo are in agreement that you made 7 payments of $200 each during the relevant time period, correct?
Yes, sir. I paid. Yes, sir. That's correct.
And that was done from a bank to bank transfer, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And even before the relevant time period, you were paying $200 each month, is that right?
Yes, sir. I started off with 250, and then when my 4th child was born, that's where Mrs. Dow actually agreed that I give her 200. So that's why I'll be giving her, sir.
Okay. Are you saying that you and Miss Deo had, or Dow or Deo? I don't know if I'm saying that
Dow.
right.
Dow.
Okay, sorry, I apologize, Dow.
That's okay. It's hard to see sometimes.
Are you saying that there was a private agreement for you to pay what you've previously paid?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
She agreed on the amount, sir. And
Okay,
she gave me the access to her account to put it there.
Okay, so you were connected bank to bank, correct?
Say again, sir.
So you were able to directly deposit it into her bank account, correct?
Yes, sir. I was able to. Yes, sir.
Okay, how come that stopped? How come you were not able to continue paying via bank to bank transfers?
She closed the account at one point in time. She told me that she was able to take care of her daughter or herself. She don't really need my help anymore. She closed the account, and I reached out to her.
Okay, and so you reached out to try and set up a new bank to bank transfer?
Yes, sir. But she told me that she's capable of taking care of her daughter. She doesn't need my money anymore.
Okay, all right. Now, regarding paying support, you're not opposed to paying support, correct? You're not trying to avoid paying child support?
No, sir. I'm not trying to avoid.
Okay, you're asking the court to specifically deviate downward so you can continue to pay for Daniel's medical treatments and therapy sessions, and so you can continue to the immigration process for your dependents in Sierra Leone, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then obviously continue with the process of getting custody of your grandson as well in Sierra
Yes,
Leone.
sir. Yes, sir.
Have you hired and then have you hired an attorney in Sierra Leone to initiate that process regarding your grandson?
No, sir, I've not had an attorney yet because it's this is new, but I'm planning to travel to see that myself, not too distant future, and I think I should be able to get started when I do that, sir.
Okay, all right. So you're hoping to start that process within the next couple months when you travel
Yes,
to
sir.
Sierra Leone? Okay,
Yes,
All
sir.
all right. Regarding your general household expenses, are you paying rent or a mortgage?
I'm paying the mortgage, sir.
Okay, what is your mortgage payment?
1,300, roughly, sir. 1,200 and something, but roughly 1,300, sir.
How much are the utilities, generally speaking? Like water, garbage disposal, power?
Yeah, that round give me around a figure about $500 a month, sir.
Okay, and then how many vehicles do you have?
I have 3 vehicles, sir.
Okay, are they paid off?
2 are paid off, 1 is not.
Okay, who drives the one that's not paid off?
My wife does, sir.
Okay, what's the car payment?
It's $350, sir, monthly.
Approximately how much do you spend on groceries each month?
I have 3 boys, sir, and as you can tell, it's anywhere between $500 to $1,000.
Okay. All right. And then okay. I will pass the witness for now.
All right, Mr. Peeler.
Just a couple of quick questions. Mr. Kamara, do you have any proof of the payments that you're sending over to your family in Sierra Leone? Or any receipts? For
Yes, I have some receipts from the Western Union transactions.
And the same goes for the healthcare costs that you're having to spend every month. Do you have any documents showing the specific amount that you're having to spend
For the health,
for your son's healthcare?
I can get that if I go through my trachea and my dental. They should be able to provide me.
So for both of those, then you have something that you can provide. You just don't have it available right now.
No, the Western Union receipt, they are available. I send them through my counsel. But for dental and trachea, I just went online and checked my account. Whatever comes out every month is what I'm paying.
Okay. Well, okay. Nothing further.
All right. Any other questions of this witness, Ramal?
Regarding the insurance, if you well, is it possible for you to add this child to your TRICARE? Is it possible?
It is possible.
Okay, all right. All right, I'll pass the witness for now.
All right, now, Mr. Bramall, you need to ask him about, he was mentioning earlier that he wants to use some other insurance for this child than the TRICARE. Is that correct?
I'm not, Mr. Kamara, do you have alternate insurance that you'd like to provide?
I would
Instead
like
of,
to I probably have to shop around and get some insurance for her. Yes, sir. I'll shop around.
Don't worry about it, Mr. Brimhall. I'm already been used TRICARE. I'm not gonna do that. No way, no how. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Mr. Peeler, call your next witness, please. We need to, like, say, move this along a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. State calls Miss Marion Dow. Miss Dow, can you please state your full name?
My name is Marian Dow,
And what is the name of the child in this case?
Queen Paulina Camara.
And what's your relationship to the child?
She is my daughter.
And you're in agreement about the establishing that Mr. Kamara is the father of your daughter?
Yes, sir.
And you are, you would be in agreement if the court ordered Mr. Kamara to provide health care and dental coverage through his military benefits?
Yes, sir, because it's very expensive. I've been paying since she was born.
And are you currently providing health care yourself?
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm
And how
paying
much-
$300.
So,
$300 a month for 2 of us.
okay, so you're currently having to provide private healthcare coverage for both of y'all, and it costs $300 a month. Is that through your employer, or are you using another source?
I just got a job, so it's through my employer right now.
And you're currently employed?
Yes, sir.
About how much do you make per month?
I'm only because I'm in school right now. I drop and pick her up. I work only weekends for now. That's what I'm working only for weekend because I'm in school full time from Monday to Thursday. So I work weekends for now. Just for me to.
So what is your total monthly income right now, roughly?
My total income, I make like about 2,000.
So, and that's before taxes and everything?
Yes, sir.
And how many people are in your household?
It's only me and my daughter, and I have my roommates too.
Okay. So you have roommates that you're splitting the rent with?
Yes, sir.
And you're asking for guideline child support?
Yes, sir.
And what is your monthly housing expense here for your rent?
My rent, because Washington State is very expensive. It's not like Colorado. So every month I'm paying like about almost $2,000. I'm paying like $2,000 a month.
Is that for your portion, or is that the total cost of the entire apartment?
No, my portion. I have evidence here that I sell the money every month.
And so just your portion for you and your daughter is almost $2,000 a month?
Yes, sir.
What are your utility expenses, or does that include that?
Yeah, it include for now. So that's why I'm sending, because the rent is like 1,000 and seven. My Zelle is 2,000 every month. I have all the evidence since I came the Zelle that I'm sending the money.
So what
for the youth.
So what all does that $2,000 cover? It covers your rent, it covers your utilities, does it cover
only the utility and the rent and not my car insurance, not any other. It's only like I'm paying the $2,000 to cover the electricity.
And what are your car expenses every month?
My car expenses, I bought a used car. I'm not paying a car. I'm not paying a car note right now. I bought a used car, so that's what I'm managing.
So you don't have a car payment?
No, sir.
And what's your monthly insurance cost?
My monthly insurance cost is $86 a month.
And about how much do you spend on gas?
Gas every week is about six cylinder is about 60 something in Costco. So every week I go and fill it because dropping and picking my daughter.
And do you have any other medical expenses aside from that $300 premium that you're paying?
Yes, I just received a bill the other day about Queen Pauline, $176 that we went to the hospital the other day for a dental.
Do you,
So I
do you have any recurring medical cost in addition to that 300? So is there is there any special treatment your daughter or yourself require, or is it just normal doctor visits?
It's normal, like she have eyesight. She normally check eyes. She's using glasses. I bought the glasses. She doesn't have health issue. Normal. It's only like the fever when she had the COVID, flu, just like normal.
What are your other household expenses? So kind of everything else: food, clothing, entertainment, things like that.
Yeah, food, clothing, those are the main. Food is very expensive, and clothing every day they use clothes, no uniform. So I spend a lot on her clothing, and I spend a lot on her food. She has to be taking snacks.
And
And
what would you estimate your monthly cost for all those are?
a monthly cost for food, clothing, maybe like $1,000.
And do you have any childcare expenses?
Yes, sir, because I have somebody that when I take my classes, I have a lady every month I pay her $600. And the reason why she is cheaper because she's an elderly person. So I can't take her to daycare. Daycare is very expensive and do my time for.
So your childcare expenses are $600 per month because so your daughter can be watched while you're in school.
Yes, sir. When I go to when I take my classes, somebody have to watch her for me.
And how much time do you what are you studying for?
I'm just studying because right now I'm a CNA. I'm trying to get my to go to school to become a RN. But I started with the basic, some college credit because I did not have college when I was in Africa. So I started with the high school with some college credits. That's what I'm doing right now for me to have the basic education for now.
And about how long do you have left before you can graduate?
I'm going to close on June. I'm going to close, so it remain for me another 1 year because they said it's a 2 years program. So from there, I will start my RN program.
So when's it going to be over? I apologize.
It's 2 years. I enrolled in September 26th. That was the day. So they said it's a 2 years program.
Okay, so you're still like a year or two away from finishing up with that.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And you'll have to remain a full-time student during that whole time?
Full time for me to be able to finish within the time they told me.
And what is your current job?
CNA, the same job, CNA.
But you're just working that part-time?
But yes, sir.
And you make about $2,000 a month, you said earlier, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I can't remember if we got this on already. Actually, no. Just to make sure though, you do want Mr. Kamara to provide his military health and dental benefits for your daughter, correct?
Yes, sir. It's cheaper.
Are you in agreement with giving Mr. Kamara credit for 7 $200 payments when it comes to the back child support?
I'm not sure, boys. That's what he said. I don't want to argue. I just want the child's rights. I'm okay with that. The 702. I'm okay with that. I don't want to argue because I've been doing this since the baby was born, all by myself.
And so you're in agreement then with the number that Mr. Kamara's attorney provided, which is that the retroactive child support would be $17,042.
17,000. Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're just to make sure you're in agreement with that amount.
The back pay.
Yes.
Because I did not make a back pay since the baby was born. It was only those few months.
And
yes.
And you understand that's just going back to January of 2021, which was requested by Washington State.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nothing further from the state for this witness, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brimhall, your witness, sir.
Can you hear me okay, Ms. Dow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, uh, regarding the previous method of direct payments, you were receiving all of those by bank-to-bank transfers, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you close down the bank account that was being used for him to deposit the money into?
I close this, sir.
Okay. Did you tell him a new bank account to start depositing? Did you give him a new bank account to start depositing money into?
Mr. Kamara has never talked to me, doesn't talk to my child. So I never communicate with him. For the past, the child is about 9 years old. He doesn't check on the child, so I don't communicate with him.
Ma'am, real quick, just answer the question, and if it's a yes or no, that's good enough. Thank you.
No, I don't have access to reach him. So
Okay. So you don't have his contact information? Is that what you're saying?
no, sir, I never have it. It's only when the sister died.
Okay. So, uh, so when I guess what I want to know is how frequently you have communicated over the last 2 years. Are you saying you've never talked over the last 2 years?
No, I never. It's only the wife that for the past 8 years, he doesn't talk to me. It's only
Okay,
June.
hold on. So you're in contact with his current wife, is that right?
Correct.
But not Mr. Kamara.
No, sir.
Okay, I understand. So you have had some contact with him indirectly through his wife. Is that correct?
Yeah, I talked to the wife.
Okay, all right. Did you give her any new bank account information?
No, she doesn't call me. She did not talk to me. So I don't.
When you and his wife spoke, was it on a text message or a phone call? How do you usually
Mr.
talk?
Brimhall, let's move this along, sir. Thank you.
All right. In order to put Queen Pauline on his TRICARE, do you understand you'll have to make sure that Mr. Kamara has all the needed information to add her, like the social security number for the child and other vital information to add her? Do you understand that?
Oh, yes, sir. I don't have
Okay.
any problem.
Okay, and so you're going to provide all the needed information that he would need to add her to the TRICARE. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir. No problem, sir.
Very good. All right. Now, when my client was testifying, I saw you shake your head a few times. So I'm assuming you don't agree with everything that he testified to. Is that right?
Correct, sir.
Okay. So regarding his 4 current children that he has, you don't dispute that, correct?
Is the 4 children. Yes, he has 4 children. The one is over 18 years now.
Okay. Now, are you familiar with Daniel's medical conditions or no?
I never heard about it, sir.
Never heard about it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, regarding his 2 nephews and niece in Sierra Leone, I know you shook your head when he was testifying about that. Are you saying that he doesn't have actual custody of them, or what were you
No,
trying
sir.
to?
The sister never have children. When she died, we have the same. We came from the same place. It's
Okay,
like a brother to me. She doesn't have children.
okay, so these 3 children, Solomon, Samuel, and Elizabeth, you're saying they're not. Are you saying they're not real, or they're not his, or what are you saying?
No, sir. Marian, her name was Marian. She passed away. She doesn't have children. The grandson is true. The son died last year and left a boy. I know about it, but the sister doesn't have children.
Okay, so you're saying that she didn't have children, but are you saying that he doesn't have custody of these 3 children?
No, sir. I can make any document from Africa. Even me, my twin sister died, and the son is there taking care of him. And they just filed for him. That one, but I will not put it. So the children here, yes, but the children, the grandson, yes, but the other children, the sister doesn't have children, and the sister is far older than him even. So even if that the sister should have children, they are over 18 years, but she doesn't have children. She died.
Okay. All right. So you're saying this is a made-up document? Is that what?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just
Uh,
to cut down to the expenses because of
Okay.
the child support.
I understand what you're saying. I didn't ask a question. I understand what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
All right. Regarding a deviation downward, my client's requesting a deviation downward. You're not in agreement with that. Is that right?
I'm not, because I've gone through a lot and he has not been there for the child. So I'm not going to agree at this point. I try to talk to, I try to be nice as possible.
Okay. It was a yes or no. You're not in agreement.
No,
Correct.
sir. No,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Um, do you, I'll pass. I'll pass the witness. That's fine.
All right, Mr. Peeler, anything on redirect of Mr. Dale?
No, Your Honor.
All right, does the state have any other witnesses they wish to call at this time?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brimhall, witnesses.
No other witnesses, Judge, not at this time.
All right, then. All right, I'll go ahead and listen to closings at this time. The court's going to need some clarification on a couple of matters, but let's go ahead and get a closing argument or statement at this time. And I'll start with you, Mr. Brimhall, and then go to the state. Thank you.
Judge, in this case, I believe ordering health insurance through TRICARE is the easiest option. I understand my client would like to explore other options. Ms. Dow said that she would be willing to provide him the necessary social security number and that kind of thing to get this child, Queen Pauline, listed on his TRICARE. He testified that it covers all of his children currently, and it could be, it could obviously add one more child. Regarding the support, my client is heavily involved with his family in Sierra Leone. He has custody of these 3 children pursuant to this court order. He testified that his sister and the father of the children are deceased. That's what it says in the order, and he is assuming custody of them, and he is currently sending money to his brother until he can work through the immigration process to get them over here. Obviously, that immigration process takes a while and costs a lot of money, so he's in the process of paying for all of that, in addition to this case as well, which is what he testified to. He also testified that his 3rd child here in the U.S., Daniel, has special needs and has 2 different types of things that he does on a weekly basis, speech therapy and also ABA therapy, and that can cost roughly $33 a session, and he does between 10 to 15 of those each week. So that's quite a big chunk of his budget, right? His monthly budget right there. And then in addition to that, he is in the process of attempting to get legal custody of his grandson. That's the son of his adult son that lived in Sierra Leone who passed away. I believe this court should give him some kind of under the family code, the table stops at 7 other dependents, but certainly if you have an extra dependent, that's an extra mouth that you have to feed and an extra obligation you have. And so I would ask the court to respectfully consider the fact that he's in the process of getting custody of his grandson, and he's expecting to complete that sometime within the next few months. And then, of course, start the immigration process to get that child to come over here as well. So So those are heavy expenses that he has to do. He's not trying to avoid child support. This isn't a case where the father is seeking to avoid it or minimalize it or trivialize it. He understands that this is his child. He had been paying $200 by agreement in the UIFSA packet. Ms. Dow actually wrote that on page 9, that he had been paying $200 each month from 2014 to 2020. So that's part of her testimony, obviously. He's in no way trying to avoid a financial obligation. It was his understanding that this $200 agreement continued through 2022. There was some disagreement about how the bank-to-bank transfers were going to happen at some point, and the bank account was canceled. Both parties testified that the bank account was canceled or closed, which made it hard or difficult to continue the $200 monthly payments. Ms. Dow testified that she didn't let Mr. Kamara or his wife know about any new bank account she wanted any money deposited into, so that those could continue. The total amount of back child support that the state and I have calculated and confirmed is $17,042. That takes into account the year of 2021 when he was still enlisted in the Army, and then of course the year 2022 where he was in the Army for 2 months, was only receiving retirement for 2 months, and then began receiving VA disability and CSRC combat pay. And then the remainder of that year is also broken down additionally to factor in when he got custody of these 3 additional children in Sierra Leone as well. And then of course 5 months of this year so far. So that $17,042 would be the maximum after giving the $1,400 agreed direct payment amount. However, that $17,000 is quite a bit to repay, and Mr. Kamara is in the process of trying to help a lot of people, a lot of children that he has an obligation for, and so we respectfully request that this court deviate the monthly child support downward to $500. That's what he said he could pay, and comfortably continue to pursue what he's doing. And then on the back amount, he's in no way not paid for this child. So there should be some good faith credit built up there. And so we would request a downward deviation to $10,000 so that he can, with a reasonable repayment, so that he can continue to do the things he needs to do for all of his children and dependents.
All right, Mr. Kamara, sir, did you file your 2022 taxes already?
Yes, sir.
All right,
filed
and
my taxes, sir.
did you file for 2021?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, and sir, have you put in for Social Security disability?
Yes, sir. I've been denied twice already, sir.
All right, when's the last time you applied for that?
It's been a while now, sir. I
All
can't remember the exact date.
I'm sorry, was it, yeah, you hadn't applied in the last, in 2022 or 2023 for Social Security disability?
Well, the process is ongoing, but I've just been denied twice, but it's ongoing, sir.
All right, so when's the last time you got a denial?
About 3 months ago, I received a letter that I was denied.
All right, did you hire an attorney on that denial, sir?
Yes, I have an attorney fighting that side of the battle, sir.
And who's that attorney?
I can't remember the name, sir.
Okay, no, I'll get that too. All right, guys, here's the deal. I'm gonna take, I need some stuff. Mr. Bramhall, he was supposed to produce his 2021 and 2022 taxes. I need to see those and see what the number of dependents he's telling the United States government he's got, because I'm getting conflicting information. So I want to see what he's telling the feds, what he's doing as far as legal dependence is concerned. I'm real wary of legal documentation from a foreign state, foreign country without. I see a stamp, but it's reduced, and I can't read it very well. So I'm a little wary of that. I also want to get copies of what his monthly expenses are for the child. Again, that sounds like an awful lot. Even you know, it sounds like this child may be going to therapy almost every day just to cover 14 different things a week. That's 7 to 8. That's that sounds like a lot, and I need to get some information concerning what those actual expenses are. So Dad needs to do that. I need to also know what his who his disability lawyer is, because the SSDI may be coming into play here also. So with that in mind, I need all that, and I was going to try to get an order done before the end of the month, but this is my last court date before the end of the month, where it's not a special setting. Mr. Brimhall, what's your schedule next Wednesday at 9:30 looking like, sir?
On the 31st, I can do that. That's fine.
All right.
I was gonna say, if the court wants to do a temporary order, we can certainly do that. And then
Again, I plan on at least doing that, but I want to see how much data I can get so I can wrap this thing up or not. If I can't get the data I need, but I'm certain you can get those tax returns and all that to me by next week.
Yeah.
But those medical bills, they might be a little difficult in this. But obviously I can get at least the tax returns and the information about the Social Security lawyer, because I'm looking at a temporary order, since I know SSDI is in play now too, sir. Okay, no matter what. So and if you don't, you'll probably need to contact this SSDI lawyer to see where we stand on all that. It's probably not going to happen for a year, but again, that lawyer can be able to tell you where they are and what we're looking at as far as that's concerned. But otherwise, if it looks like it's going to be a long time on that one, I will want to come up with a final order. But if I can't get all the data I need by next week on the 31st at 9:30, then I will come up with a temporary order to at least get us through the next couple of months. So, Mr. Peeler, anything else at this point, sir?
So we're just going to do a reset to next Wednesday at 9:30 to give time for Mr.
And I'll do a special Zoom code for that.
10,
Ms. Dale, I'm looking at, I need more data from Mr. Kamara. I'm looking at trying to set up a final order, but I will set up a temporary order based on these circumstances, but I need some information from him as far as the special needs child and the federal income tax. That was part of the motion for discovery that the state sent out. I'm not sure if they've got it already, but I do need to see a copy of his income tax from 2022 and 2021. And that will go a long way in confirming some of the stuff he said one way or the other. So,
Yes, sir.
so are you available for a special setting Zoom hearing? Only have an hour, because I already got something at 10:30 next week. Are you available at 9:30 Central Time, ma'am, to log back in?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Monday to Thursday, I go to school, so I don't work. I'll be free. I'll go to school.
All right then. Well, I'm gonna do a special setting for that date. I already got a Zoom code for 9:30. I put a hold there just in case I needed this, and guess what? I needed it. So, Mr. Peeler, in the reset order, if you want to go ahead, I'll give you the Zoom code for that. That is Zoom code is 824.
Can I have a pen?
Well, don't worry, it's gonna be in the reset order, man. But you go ahead and get a pen. Thank you, and I'll start all over again.
Okay, sir.
All right, the Zoom code is and it'll be in the reset order also, but for right now it's 824-2895-3857.
Okay, sir. I got it, sir. Thank you,
All
sir.
right.
824-2895-3857.
Yes, sir. And like I said, I'll send that out to Ms. I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm having a good one. I'll send it out to Jody. Okay, and Belinda, and they'll both get it. But Belinda's going to be gone, so it'll just be me having that date. But I put a hold on the 9:31, and I'm just going to change that and fill in y'all's information for that Zoom hearing. All right, folks. Anyway, again, I'd like to make a decision now, but I got a lot of complicated stuff. So, Mr. Prim, I'll work on getting those medical receipts and those income tax and some information from the SSDI lawyer, and we'll reconvene at 9:30 a.m. on next Wednesday. All right.
Okay, Judge, I have some of that already, so I should be able to get the rest of it by then.
All right. Thank you then. All right, see everybody then. And for now, we're off the record, and I'm going to go ahead and finish writing this up just a little bit, and